Hello internet world, welcome to a very clean video live on YouTube of course. Roborock very kindly sent me out their S6 robot vacuum, more than just a vacuum actually, because it does mopping as well, so that I could share my opinion with you. And I'm really excited about this because if you watch my videos regularly, you know I'm a big sort of clean fanatic. I like to keep my studio very clean. I like to keep this editing room very clean. A clean environment not only leads to a more healthier lifestyle, but I also think it helps you focus more. Certainly it does help for me having things very tidy. And I've tested robot vacs before with mixed experiences, but I must say very early on in this video that my experience with the S6 has been absolutely fantastic. It's very, very well designed. Now I spent a lot of time trying to make this look a bit more presentable for you because it got a little bit dusty underneath. So please do excuse if you do see any sort of dirt on the underside of the vacuum cleaner. Product box just sitting at the back here. Actually, let's grab the product box out. It's a very, very big box. It features or details on the front here some of the main features, which include fast cleaning, lossless suction, laser mapping and effortless mopping. You also get on the sides here, all the details of what's included inside the box. It includes the charging dock, which I'll show you very shortly. There's also an air filter, a water filter as well. You get a couple of those. Also some adjustable, an adjustable water tank, mop cloths and various other accessories. Now it mentions here it is intelligent, so it does a very good job of mapping out the area that it's going to clean. I'll talk to you about that very shortly as well. The suction, 3,000 revolutions per minute on the underside first of all, but also a really good battery life up to 3 hours, and the mopping feature for harder floors, linoleum tiles, etc. Really quite impressive, and again I'll talk to you about that very, very shortly. That is the product box. Inside you get all of those various accessories I mentioned. You also get this charging base, and the charging base is really well designed. So when it needs to charge, it automatically locates back onto the base, and it's a really nice looking base, a lot more compact than I've seen with previous or other manufacturer robot vacs. They've done a really good job of designing this sort of rubberized feet on there. If I can open this up. This is the beauty of live video. So you do get a charger inside the box, and this allows you to keep the cables very, very tidy. And it's got like a nice cover that clips into place. Really just a really nicely designed docking station for the vacuum. And this is where it returns to actually charge. So it auto recharges before it runs out of power. And then when it's recharged, it'll then carry on with the cleaning. So that's really good. I do like that a lot. So nice charging dock. And I'll show you the actual S6 in a short while. Before I do so, this is a live broadcast, of course. If you've got any questions at all throughout the video, please do pop them in the live chat. You can use the super chat as well, of course, if you want your comment or question highlighted. And then if you're watching after the live broadcast, you've got the regular comment section below. And then one more thing before we move on to discussing the S6 in more detail. If you do want to pick up one of these for yourself, then I've left links down below to where you can purchase this, and also of course a link to the Roborock website. Mike's unboxing, thank you very much for tuning in. Just got a Neato D4, which was a little disappointing. I think I reviewed that previously and I had mixed feelings about it as well. This is really good. You're asking about deep pile rugs. This is really good for getting into deep pile rugs because it's quite a hefty bit of equipment. It's got really deep or really effective carpet, a rotary brush, sorry, for the carpets. This is really effective. Now it looks like that won't reach the floor at the moment. Let me give you a closer look at that. But these wheels under the weight, so these actually go up and down, retract into the body. So these get really nice and close to the actual carpet. And the suction on this, excuse the hair there is a hair on this, it's been sucking up dirt. The suction on this is really extremely impressive, really good suction power. I've been very, very impressed. Let's just pop that back down just for a second, because as I say, it is quite heavy. There we go. Now, Roy Williams, thanks for tuning in live, asking, is it very noisy? All vacuum cleaners are noisy, but in comparison to previous versions, this is pretty quiet. I found that it was a lot quieter than I expected. I think they quote that it is, let me just check, I think it's about 50% quieter, I think they quote. Whisper quiet, 50% quieter than their previous version. So in comparison to the S5, the previous versions of this, they've reduced the noise by half. In comparison to other robot vacs that I've reviewed from other manufacturers, this is very quiet indeed. You obviously still know that it's there, but it's not disturbingly loud, so they've done a really good job of that. Now I mentioned, apart from vacuuming, it also does mopping as well. It comes with disposable mop pads which you attach, and then when they're dirty and they've sort of come to end of life, you can just throw them away. Also, when you're emptying this, it's super easy to empty. You can just swap out parts very easily. Really good for cleaning this and maintaining it and keeping it an effective vacuum cleaner. Also worth noting that you can control this with your voice as well, so it does support some voice assistance. There's some buttons on the top for controls. It does this laser mapping. I want to talk to you about that now actually. So this would intelligently map out the area it's got to clean, and I found that at first it seemed quite sort of not random. It still did a fairly uniform job of moving around the room, but I did find that as time went on, it was obviously learning its environment, and it became more thorough as the cleaning process went on. I would say after about sort of 3 days, I was finding it was doing an extremely good job. One thing I would like to see, and this is by no means a deal breaker, this is just a little bit of feedback, is I worry about it bumping into things. I know it didn't bump into too many things whilst I was using it, but I would like to see some more softer edges to these sort of cleaners. It didn't damage anything for me, but just for peace of mind, I would like to see that. If we look on this side here, just pick this up. If we look on this side here, there is this portion here, which has got a little sort of, it looks like a little spider, and it's got little tiny sort of prongs on it. They're very soft, and this just flicks out dirt from the edges, so it allows you to get nice and close to the edges that you're cleaning. So that's a really nice feature as well. There's also this back wheel which helps for obviously steering, and the two main wheels, and of course the brush in the middle. On the top here, this is where you're going to get the actual laser guidance. This is where it's going to help the Roborock X6 actually maneuver and actually map out where it's actually cleaning. So that's really nicely designed. It is extremely heavy. It's available in 3 colours, as you can see on the box: black, white, or the white with the sort of copper coloured piece on it. Now, it isn't just a vacuum. It does actually mop. When you put the mop unit on the bottom, it will actually mop hard floors, and it also seems to, although it's not really polishing them, it does give the floor a nice shine after it's actually finished. That was really nice. The volume, as I said, is, you still know this is turned on, but it is not obtrusive. And also the cleaning brush, let me just show you this cleaning brush. The brush density on here is very good indeed. In fact, they've boosted their or increased the bristle density from previous models by 250%. They actually spin at 1350 RPM, which sounds as though it's going to be fairly rough on your floor, but actually that is pretty good. It's very gentle. There's also little rubber pieces in between, which is going to again help clean things properly. So really good brush design on the bottom of this. Now the suction can actually, they quote it can actually lift up AA batteries, which are quite heavy. I put this on the carpet after I'd already gone over it with a traditional vacuum cleaner, and it still managed to lift out and suck up further dirt. So I was really, you know, very impressed by that. And there's actually a fan spinning at 1500 RPM, which is channeled through this sort of airflow system inside, and it really does create a lot of suction. Very, very good suction power. I'm really impressed. I'll come on to my final sort of thoughts on this very shortly. I do want to just talk to you about the sort of laser mapping. With some vacuum cleaners, virtual areas and no-go zones can be sort of set up. That really gives you peace of mind. If you don't want a particular area touched or the vacuum to go there, then they can be set up as well. So you can set up these sort of no-go zones. That's another very, very good feature with a vacuum cleaner like this. Now, it's been a few years, or quite a few years since these first started to come on the market, and they were very sort of basic back in the day. But as years have gone on, things have really improved a great deal, and I think Roborock have done a really good job of improving each of the versions of their vacuum cleaners, and they've really come to the forefront of this technology. This has done a fantastic job. Let's just take a look inside the live chat and I'll come on to my final thoughts. Mike's unboxing, loves a shiny floor. Roy Williams, I presume it lets you know when you want to empty it. Big thumbs up to that. How long would it take to, this is from DK02, how long would it take to vacuum a typical size room? I'm going to be honest here, I didn't really time it because it's something where you leave it to, you know, the whole idea of this is you leave it to go, and then you walk away, you leave it vacuuming, and then it'll go back to its base when it needs to recharge, and then it'll continue the cycle. But I would say if it was running continuously and doing, say, a typical 14-foot by 14-foot room, I don't think it would take that long at all. Probably about an hour, guesstimate, if that. Probably less than that, but let's say between 30 minutes and an hour. And I didn't really time it though, because it's something where you just leave it to go. I would say it takes less than that actually, when you think about it. Yeah, so around about 30 minutes, let's say, for a large or typical size room. But the beauty of this is you just set it and forget it, you know, and then you just do the maintenance on it where you empty it, give it a clean every now and again, check everything's running as it should. So it sort of takes the thought process out of cleaning. And I still think, and this is just me personally, if I used a robot vacuum cleaner full time, I would still probably do like a deep clean once every 2 or 3 weeks, just to make sure I was getting to areas and doing the rest of the house. You're going to do the rest of the house anyway, and I would leave this just in the main room to keep things dust free, keep the dirt down, and take that take that worry out of keeping the room clean away from you. That's what I'd use this for. So I'd leave it on the ground floor and it would work its way round and keep the dirt down. I'd still probably do a proper deep clean with a regular vacuum cleaner. Sorry Roborock, but I'm just saying how I'd use this. And I'd probably do that you know, every sort of 2 to 3 weeks, as well as using a robot vacuum. But in summary, just to let you know what I think of this, I think this is the best robot vac that I've tested to date. It really impressed me with its suction power. The mopping ability, being able to attach to mops, is another big plus point with this. Love the design, as I said earlier, of the charging dock. It's very, very neat, very well designed. And I think Roborock have done a great job of producing a robot vac that's quiet, intelligent, and does the job effectively with really good suction power. So if you want to get one of these for yourself, please do check out the links down in the video description. There's also a link there to the Roborock website. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I really do appreciate it. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in another one very soon.